Hello, everybody. Are we here? I think we're here. I might want to turn the chat on. That would be a good idea. Let me see. Um, okay. Now, let me move that over there. And leave this on. And pop out the chat. Hello. How are you, Chris? Let me see. I need to do this and that and that. Hello, Peter. How are you tonight?
Well, as soon as I said, okay, she's not going live, and I came in here, and as you can see, I'm in the recliner, you went live. And I went like, I knew it.
Well, it always takes a couple of minutes to set everything up. You can't just jump in. You got to put a title in. You got to do this. You got to do that. As it is, I didn't even check to make sure that my okay, it's all set up. Uh, video looks good. Audio looks good. Okay. I think it's great. I think it's gonna work.
Well, plug in the
So
battery.
how are you?
I that was a blessing that Dale did. I mean, wow.
I know. That was really helpful because I had no clue what any of that. It was all gibberish to me. I
Yeah,
had
and
no idea how it was.
yeah, I'm right there with you because there was a couple of times when I had to step away because I had to let Faith out or bring Faith back in, go get Faith a hot dog, and it was like I missed some of it, like on the ending and all that he was talking about, which I'll try to watch the video and try to learn from there. But you know, I'm one of these
Yeah.
type that I mean, when I did have it on my laptop, I was doing my stuff on the laptop, but watching him on my phone and trying to look at a screen that's like yay big and you know
If you're on the laptop, you can open the YouTube channel in a tab, and you can take that tab and make it two separate tabs so you
right.
can have them side by side.
Are you talking like minimize the screen?
No, you don't have to minimize it. You can drag the tabs. If you're in I don't know what browser you use.
Well, right now Google or Chrome, but
Do you
then
open Windows in a tab,
if I
or do
click
you
on Windows, it will open up in Windows. But if I click on the Google Chrome, it'll open up Google Chrome.
right? But you can see, I don't use Google Chrome, so I'm not sure how it works.
Right.
But what I do is I'll open a new tab. There's a little plus sign up
Right.
at the top.
Right.
You hit that plus sign, and then you can take the other tab and separate it and move it, minimize. Well, it's kind of hard to.
It's late and I'm not even gonna go there because I'll
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I'm trying to retain everything he taught, and it's like I did it once, but will I retain it and all that until I know enough
Oh,
to get me in trouble.
you know, if you need to, I can try to help you. We could even pop up a private chat live
Right.
and kind of go through the whole thing.
If I do it this way, oh boy, that brings it big. Let's see. I'm trying to get. Come on, go up. Well, it won't go. Okay. If I do it that way, but then you're sure.
Um,
How come it won't raise up? There it is. There's the slide bar that I'm looking for. Okay, now I can do hands free. Yay!
Yay!
But you only get this part of me. How's the nostrils look? God, I don't like that. Let me get this down here if that's better. Hmm. It's one thing I have found that has come back to the karma, so to speak, because back in the day, my great grandfather had hair coming out his ears, had nostril hairs, that were ferocious. And I was always picking on him because of it. Well, guess who's at that age where I've got hair growing out my ears, and it's like every other day I'm sitting there itching my nose because, you know,
The
it's
hairs are
like I
tickling.
just trimmed everything, and it's like holy Toledo, I got to trim again.
Do you have the little nose trimmer, hair trimmer thing?
I got that somewhere, but it's not where I thought it was going to be, and it's like, yeah, I still got boxes and boxes and
Boxes
boxes.
of boxes
Whatever.
and
What was
more
that
boxes.
guy's name that did the? There's billions and billions and billions of stars.
Billions and billions.
I can't remember his
Oh, what
name,
the
but
heck was his name?
uh,
He was on Channel 2,
I can't remember his name. But
PBS.
he always, he always said
I
billions, and
I I guarantee I can find it.
it wasn't Carl Sajak.
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
Well, I was close by Carl Sajak.
Yeah, it's who said billions and billions of stars? Yeah, there it is. Carl Sagan.
Okay, teamwork.
Yep. He yeah.
That brings me back to the days of that old movie that was in black and white where a flying saucer landed in a baseball field, and Gork or something like that was the name of the robot, and he said if anything happens to me, the day
Yeah.
was it the day the earth stood still
He
or
made
something.
yeah, the day the earth stood still.
And the woman had the name of the to how to stop it, the robot, and yeah,
Yeah,
and the
Gort.
robot carried him back, and the human being, and brought him back to life and all that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I remember that. That was um, my hubby and I. We are. science fiction geeks. We used to love science fiction. Twilight Zone, One Step Beyond, uh, Alfred Hitchcock, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
then
kind of stuff we like to watch.
I got hooked on the Voyage of the Bottom of the Sea,
Oh yeah,
and I
yep.
fell in love.
Time Machine.
Yeah. Oh, what was that actor's name? I can sit there and see him. The
Rod
original.
Taylor.
Yes, Rod. Or was it? No, it wasn't Rod
Rod
Serling.
Rod Taylor.
Rod Taylor. Okay.
Rod Taylor. He had dark
Yeah.
hair.
He did a
Yeah.
good. He was a good actor in that one.
He
Did
was
a
a
real
good
good.
actor anyway. Yeah.
But
That was an excellent movie.
yeah.
The original. The second one, the remake, meh,
See, that's the
not
thing
so good.
about. That's how I am about, like, for example, Rambo. We'll just use Rambo. It's like new Rambo Part 12. It's like, oh
Yeah,
god.
exactly. Yeah. No, thank
The
you.
movie Rambo was good, but all the sequels to it, it was like, oh
Yeah, after a while, it was just ridiculous. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. Same thing with Star Wars and Star Trek. Although some of the later Star Trek movies, later, the first four were the only ones that I thought were worth watching. But I
Well,
was
I
not a
never.
big. You weren't a Star Trek fan.
No, I'm not. I was never a Trekkie. Star Wars. Oh my gosh, the only Star Wars that I didn't like and never really got into, which was there was two of them. Was the Ewoks. I never got into the
Oh,
Ewok thing, and
yeah.
I never.
It was like the whole movie was about Ewoks.
Yeah, and I never got into Jar Jar Binks. Oh God, he
Jar
drove.
Jar Binks. Oh God. Yeah, he was the worst character they ever put on the screen.
I was, I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy Moses, the kids loved it, but
Yeah. Oh, he's so cute. Now he's stupid, and he makes people look stupid. He just nah, no, not
and then
fan of that at all.
I got into Guardians of the Galaxy. You know,
My kids like that.
Oh, my daughter loved Groot. But
Yep. And oh, what was the other one? Oh, the one about the portal that they used to open up and
deep.
travel through.
Are you talking about deep? Is deep? Oh, what is it? They made it
Uh,
into a TV show. If the one
yeah,
I'm thinking of, it was like Deep
exactly.
Space. It was like Deep Space something or whatever. But
No, it
yeah,
wasn't Deep Space Nine. It was oh, criminy. Hey, Paul,
oh, she's
what was
phoning a
that
friend.
TV show where the pyramids? It started in the pyramids, and they found this thingy that could open a portal to another planet. Stargate.
Stargate. Yeah. See, I never got into Stargate.
Sliders too.
Yeah, there was Sliders. Never was into that and all.
Oh, and what was the other one? Oh, what was his name? The guy that used to travel back. Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap was like the original of it all. It was okay for a while, but then it got old.
It got a little weird. towards the end,
you know.
but I liked it. Something that I never liked back when it was originally on PBS was Doctor Who. I could never get into it. I just didn't understand it. The whole phone booth thing that used to fly through the air and travel around but then a few years ago, probably 10, 15 years ago or something, we started getting into watching it.
Huh. I shouldn't have moved to the recliner. I wasn't yawning.
Okay,
Now I
what the
am.
heck is that noise? What was that?
I didn't hear it.
Are you echoing?
No. Hello, hello. Not echoing.
Okay, that's what the heck?
What have you got going? I don't hear it.
What the heck?
You need to get off.
No, I'm hearing. Do you have um did- what the heck?
Okay, so what's going on?
I am hearing Gillum Farms live from earlier.
Well, I've got nothing open. Let me.
What the heck? Why is that on?
I don't know. Because
Okay, that was weird.
the only thing I have open on my phone is this stream, and it's just right this one only.
That was freaky.
Have you
I
got a
have a whole
tab?
bunch of windows open, a whole bunch of tabs.
Okay.
Okay, now it's just this tab. That was weird. It was like all of a sudden one of the tabs decided to start playing, and it was the Gillum Farms live from earlier tonight.
Okay, I just had a yellow bar jump down from the top on onto here, but it did, as soon as it dove down, it went right back up. I don't know what it said.
Oh, well, because I accidentally almost closed the live
Okay. Okay.
and open a new tab. Okay, let's see if I can put that over there. Wow. YouTube. View your channel. Okay. All right. Weird. That
Well,
was
I know.
freaky. I had a whole bunch of tabs open.
Well, I know that in the past, like let's say that I watch a channel on their, I watch a video on their channel, and that channel ends, or it's the video's over. and I can leave it alone, and then all of a sudden the following YouTube channel that's right below it or next to it, the next one will open up automatically on YouTube.
Mm.
I know I've had that happen.
But this one, it was weird because it just automatically started
Yeah,
playing.
that's what I'm saying. It will automatically start. In other words, like if you were on your homepage and you watched one of my lives, but then the next live that comes up will say is Gillum Farms in the queue or something like that. Sometimes it will start that next video, and I haven't done anything. So I don't know if that occurred or what, but
I don't know. But Karma just popped in.
Karma, hello. I can't see the chat, so
And Old Man King left. Good
well,
night,
bye, Peter.
Peter. But he left about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You can turn off autoplay. Yeah, I don't have autoplay on. Ah, crashed. I don't think.
What crash?
Oh, yeah, my son just dropped his keyboard or something.
Oh,
He's trying to move his desk over there and stuff is falling off.
Timber.
Yep.
Well,
Anyway,
if you see somebody in chat or something, let me know because, like I said, I don't see chat. So
let me remedy that. Chat overlay. How's that?
oh,
Is that
okay.
better?
Hi, hello, Miss Karma.
Okay. Now, there. Now we can see chat.
Thank you.
And okay. Now I have
Nope, too far, too high. Come on, blanket, cooperate.
Rose Garland Creations. Hello. Welcome
Hello.
aboard. Anybody that wants to pop in, then there's a link up there at the top of the page.
Now, does Restream have the feature like StreamYard to where you can do subscribers only and or 5 minutes type timer for?
Um, I still don't know how to do that in Restream.
Okay.
I think I'd have to do that on. Well, I don't know if I can do that on the YouTube side. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it is YouTube side.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. I got my chat window that's way too big. And I need to get to my channel. Open in a new tab. I don't know if I can do that while I'm in here.
I can't remember. I know that.
I don't know if I can
I know that
edit
others.
it.
If you had, like if one of your moderators had administrative rights or what, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, I know that if you have someone that has that, they can go in there and set it at any time while you're in a live.
Yeah.
I just don't know. That's on Stream, using StreamYard versus, but they have to do it in YouTube. It's on the YouTube side of it
Yeah.
versus.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, Catherine says that, and I don't know if she's answered the question if to yes, if you can, if Restream has that feature, or if you have to do it in the YouTube side. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where. I don't know if I can go into create or anything like that.
It's a YouTube setting, according to Miss Karma.
Yeah, but can I do it while I'm in the middle of the live? Customize channel. Um,
It has to do with something with the three dots, or something. I remember that, but I don't remember what.
um, let's see. Customization. No. I don't know. I don't know where it'd be.
Oh well. Make a note.
Content. I don't. I really don't know how to do it now. I'm afraid if I start messing around in there, it's gonna boot us out.
Yeah. Well, just make a
Yeah.
mental note that something, that's another thing that I need to learn.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to do that. Because I know there's a setting. I'm pretty sure. I think that's only if you set it up first in YouTube and then you go to Restream and log into Restream and it will automatically, you can pick that YouTube video to go live.
Oh,
I don't know how it works. Um, yeah, if I right click on if I go over to the three dots, all it says is add to queue, save to watch later, save to playlist, download or share.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh well.
I don't know.
Now
I'm afraid.
another scientific movie that I thought was just, oh my gosh, this is a joke. This is crazy. But it was When Mars Attacks.
When Mars attacked. Oh my God.
That was the most stupidest thing ever.
That was dumb. Yeah. There were a few of those back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, but When Mars Attacks was more newer. This was not too long ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was, I mean, within the
It was
last, what, 20 years maybe?
really, was it that new?
Yeah. I mean, there's a new one. If I recall, that's the name. I mean, I can check it, but I think if I go and hit, do something on my phone, I go to, it goes off, I go off camera. Let me see. I'll try something. Apparently. There it is. Did anything happen when I when I guess slid off of this?
It just went black for a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
That's
when
what
you
I think.
came back, it was like it was kind of garbled at first.
Yeah.
The video was a little
Fuzzy.
scrambled. Yeah.
I was using the scrambler, Batman. We were on the scramble phone. But yeah, it's just what I figured it would do.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Kamra. You should have been watching 9 Acre Family Farms. We were just in there with Dale doing a live, and he was showing us how to read the analytics and how to do certain things in when you're setting up a live to make it more appealing to people.
Yeah.
If you're setting up a live or it's setting up a video, to post a video in YouTube. It
Yep.
was really interesting. He explained a lot of stuff, and it was like, oh, that's what that means. Oh, that's where you put that. About setting up tags and this and that and the other thing. And that was, you can probably go back and watch it. It's like the
Little
last, what,
hour.
half hour of Dale's um, homestead hangout. Yeah, it was really helpful. He explains a lot.
And informative, and yeah.
Yeah, see, Rose Garland was there. She must have been watching it too. It was really good. He explained a lot of stuff. He showed us other channels that were huge and
Yeah.
all the people that say that you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to do the other thing and you got to jump through hoops to do this. And he showed us the statistics. And he said, you don't need all that. What you need is a good title,
Thumbnail.
a thumbnail. Yeah, a thumbnail. And you got to choose your thumbnail carefully. Don't just go with whatever YouTube throws at it.
Yep.
And you give it a good title and you use,
Didn't he
what was
say
the other
something?
thing that,
Didn't he say something about the GPT or whatever that was that can help, fill in your title and suggest titles or
oh,
something like that?
Chat GPT? Yeah, he said he doesn't use it.
Yeah.
He said to use TubeBuddy.
Yep.
And
But see,
it's,
I went and looked at TubeBuddy, and I couldn't find the free version of it. But I don't, I just dabbled in it a little bit.
yeah, just poking around. I'm gonna have to check that out probably sometime tomorrow and
It
see what
is
I can
tomorrow,
find. It is tomorrow.
both at your
Yes, I know.
place and at my place.
Yes, it is 1:15.
Yeah. Oh. Oh
Yeah,
Lord, I
Dale is
should
a good
never have come
teacher.
in here to this recliner.
What was that?
I should have never come into the recliner.
That's why you're sitting there yawning.
Yes. But I've been doing better. I've been going to bed like right after midnight, at the latest. Or last night I went to bed at 11:23, I think it was. Because
I
I've
was
been,
wondering because I couldn't find you anywhere. I figured you must have crashed early.
Well, the problem is that I've got, you get the free StreamYard or even Restream, you get so many hours per cycle, and I'm down below. I'm like, let's see, I did 3 hours. What did I do? 3 hours the other night or whatever. I haven't looked lately, but yeah, I'm getting down to the very low. So,
Nitty
I'm not
gritty.
able to do lives.
Um,
So, and of course, they're quick to, well, if you join and you could go up here and do this and you get this. And I'm like, I don't want to join.
and you didn't even watch Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse last night because you would have known because I went up on his live and I
Ah,
had my camera fixed last night when I went up
ah,
on his live.
well, you didn't call me to tell me.
I
You
thought
are,
about it, but I was still poking around in the computer afterwards.
yeah.
I was
I'm
poking
just
it around.
I'm just glad that when Dale was like, well, we can't see you, and then all of a sudden, poof, there you were. I was like, yay, it's Christmas.
I know. That's what I did last night in Brian's too. He wasn't going to let me up because I wouldn't show my face,
Oh,
and he's saying, I don't know, I'm not so sure because unless you show us your face. And Dale said, no, she hasn't been able to use her camera, so it's
and you surprised
she can't.
everybody.
Yeah, I did because once I got up there and all it showed was um, the restream version of my name, which was LPF, which made no sense at all. Laurie's prepping for.
Yeah.
I suppose that's what it was supposed to mean.
Well,
And
I'm just
as soon
tickled
as,
that you're back.
let me tell you, I was after I got done doing all the resetting of all the apps and doing the sound devices and all that stuff and checking to make sure that all the devices were up to date.
Right.
I rebooted my system, and as soon as I rebooted my system, I opened the camera app, expecting to be disappointed again,
Right.
and it was like there I was.
Oh, wow.
It was like, oh wow, it worked. I was so excited.
Oh, I'm sure. It was like break out the champagnes. Even though
Yeah, after a week of tearing my hair out trying to figure out what the heck I could do to fix it.
with the
Well,
great
see the thing that yeah, Catherine, I wondered why they need to see your face. They need to see because there are people that won't show their face, and when you bring them up, they do nasty things.
Yep.
So never ever invite anybody up that you can't see them on camera.
And never bring anybody up that it's only, that you've never seen before, that's
You've
in
never
your,
met.
and they don't put anything in their chat, but they may private chat you, or they may just never ever, you don't know them because they haven't been in your live or and made
Or
comments
anyone
or
else's. Yeah, you got to be careful about who you let up
very much so.
because Dale found out the hard way.
And so did I.
Yeah, well, He had I don't even want to discuss what the heck it was. The guy was nasty. I
Oh,
can
I'm
tell you
sure.
that.
I'm sure.
And he decided to do it on camera. It's like, and poor Dale is in shock, and he's trying to shut him down and couldn't figure out how to shut him down right away. And it was like, oh my God, it was awful.
Yeah.
And a lot of us that watched were definitely once burnt, twice shy after that.
Yep. That was my saying.
It was definitely a lesson in how to
Well, that's
keep
like
yourself secure.
that's like the guy that did mine. It's like, he came onto the show and was in the basement, and I banned him real quick because the fact that I was like, no, you're no. But the thing that surprises me the most is that why does he keep trying to come back? You know,
Yeah,
take the hint, move
that's
on.
what but that's what hackers do because they can find ways to use your um
Info.
open line to your computer through your microphone and your
Yep.
camera to get into your computer, and the next thing you know, your computer is controlled by them, and they get all your information, and they know exactly who you are, and they can steal you blind, steal your identity, steal your bank accounts. Yeah,
Yep.
not a pretty picture.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to be really careful about who you let come up on your lives.
So hopefully that answered your question, Miss Catherine.
Yeah. I just woke up.
You just woke up.
I said, "Hey there, y'all, you awesome
Oh,
folks. I just woke up. Sorry I'm late.
hi, Troy.
It's good to see you, my friend. I'm so glad you're doing better."
Yes, and I mean, what he drove out. He drove a few days ago. Went out and about and drove, and it's like it's
Back
awesome.
and forth to the post office and a couple of other places and
Oh,
stuff. Yeah.
don't even get on the post office because right now, because the package that because I bought two hats or from Rebecca, and the package that she shipped went from her post office to St. Louis distributing post office. It made it there from her place to there. It made it there in one day. So on my birthday, it's been sitting in St. Louis and has not moved. She checked on her end. They said they were going to flag it. And then nothing happened. It didn't move. And then so conversing with her, it's like she, it's like, okay, well now, I need to contact my post office and see what they can do. So I did, and my post office sent St. Louis an email 2 days ago, 3 days ago now, and I haven't checked it this early morning, but as of last night, it still hasn't moved. You know, and so we're talking late
They either lost it or it's, being scanned for some kind of illegal substances or something.
well, I found out that St. Louis has gotten so many complaints that it just, that it's like, I don't know who they've got working there, but, anyway. But according to my post office, my package is in a container and that's where it's sitting. But on the stranger side, Rebecca sent out another package, a bigger package that had a blanket. It went to St. Louis, but then it went to the person that she was sending it to, and she received it. Whereas my package is still sitting there.
That's bizarre.
And so it makes me wonder if somebody opened it or it mysteriously broke open. They saw what they were and said, "Oh, I want this."
Oh yeah, you never know.
And and it's like, and the problem is that for her, she can't file a claim on it, because when you go to file a claim, they're going to say we need the original receipt. She made them. There's,
Yeah,
there's
how
no,
can she?
yeah, there's no receipt. So, so basically at this point I've donated X amount of dollars, which for me was that was a lot of money, which, and granted it was under 100, but still it's, it would fill my truck up twice. So, you know,
Um,
but yeah, it's just right now me and the post office I'm not real happy with the US Postal Service. And if I ever have to ship anything, it's either going to be through FedEx or UPS,
yeah,
because of, and I've heard things that, well, they don't have enough people there. I've heard that it's, has, like real bad ratings and all this stuff. But then yet on the other hand, it's like, how did this bigger package that had a blanket in it go through there just like lickety split?
yeah. It makes no sense.
You know?
The post office is not the entity that it used to be.
No, I remember back in the days, rain, sleet, snow, you know, your mail will always be delivered. I remember that. But
Oh yeah.
like, you know, if it snows
Since
or ice or something like that, they don't.
it, that'll delay it for about a month.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's
So,
it's been, I think, 15 days since it was actually shipped. Let's see. Let's see. 6, 7. Yeah, it's been. I'm taking back. It's, yeah, 15 days.
the post office used to be a branch of the US government, but they sold it. Yeah.
And also the post office. What, I don't remember if it was during the government or what, but they have, as far as financials, they it's, they don't do good. They haven't been doing good, and
No.
they don't pay the people enough. They don't take care of the people. The vehicles that they have were, so outdated. I mean, I remember back when the postal guys had the Jeeps with that, I remember the Jeeps that they used to drive,
Yep.
you know.
I do. I do. Yeah.
So
They ain't what they used to be.
I believe nothing is not what it used to be.
You got that right.
I mean, nowadays it's like people, if people borrow something from a neighbor, usually the person that owns it has to go back over there and go, "Hey, are you done? Can I have my thing
I
back?"
Yeah. Oh, believe me, we've lost plenty of things from people that say, "Oh, gee, I thought I brought that back to you."
Well, that's for an example. If I came over to borrow your lawnmower, I guarantee you, it would when it comes back, it would be washed, it would be cleaned, it would have a full tank of gas, and I would say thank you.
Oh. Oops, connection lost, reconnecting.
With who? You?
No, you disappeared there for a second.
I did.
Yep,
Not on my end. I'm running Wi-Fi, and I've got, yeah.
that was weird.
I don't know.
Did anybody else out there see it? Was it
No,
me or was it Chris that disappeared?
I didn't I mean, I was sitting there looking at it. I didn't disappear or go off screen.
Mm, I don't know. It showed a message up above your head that said, "Oops, connection lost."
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know me. No, Karma didn't see it.
Like I said, the only thing I saw was the yellow bar earlier, but it covered the
That's what
whole.
it was. It was a yellow bar.
Oh, well, see, I didn't see it. I saw the whole yellow bar that went across the whole your picture and my picture, but
Well, it might have been across both, but it only showed up across your picture.
uh,
I don't know.
I know we're all gun shy right now because of the past incidences.
Yeah, I know. Paranoia runs deep.
But that's something I really want to learn is how to remove somebody or something that doesn't belong, type thing.
Yeah, I don't think you can on the YouTube side because, they got to protect everybody's personal space or whatever.
Well,
Uh, Typo.
are you talking about Troy?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm guessing it's because the letters O and S are close to the I and the A. So his fingers went on the wrong keys.
Yeah. Well, he did just wake up.
I know. We figured, Troy. Not a problem.
Spelling tests at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay.
I
That
could
will be
spell
our
it.
first spelling word today, boys and girls. Yeah. I'd be like, I can do Mississippi.
MISSISSIPPI.
But supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, nah, I got to look that one up.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, I wasn't writing it down.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious.
And then there was always
Yeah,
chitty chitty bang bang, we love you.
yeah, I never learned that one. I never watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Well, I mean, in that movie the movie was called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, if I remember right. It wasn't.
That's, yep,
It
Dick
wasn't.
Van Dyke.
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke, but wasn't the supercalifragilistic in that movie?
I thought that was from The Sound of Music.
No. You
I think
got the
so.
tab, so look, you're gonna have to look it up.
Now, let's see. Uh,
We break for station identification, folks. From our
Expialidocious.
from our sponsor, Alka Seltzer.
Movie. What? Yeah, no.
Type in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang movie, and
I
then follow.
almost messed it up again because I went to go searching for something and
That you almost
um
out.
and I almost, yeah. Okay, now I got to do it over there because I don't want to close the window.
You need dual monitors.
Mary Poppins.
It was from Mary Poppins. I forgot about that one.
Yep, it was from Mary Poppins.
Okay. My wrong.
Yep, both wrong.
That's right. He danced with the penguins in the tuxedo,
Exactly, yeah.
and he was wearing the candy stripe out with the straw hat and all that. If I remember.
Yep.
See, that was one thing on Sunday nights was great because at 6 p.m. you would watch the the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Wild Kingdom.
7 o'clock, you got to watch Walt Disney when Walt Disney was really Walt Disney.
Really there, yeah, he was alive.
And they would have, like they would you would watch a movie, and it was like Swiss Family Robinson or whatever.
Or some kind of cartoon movie like a Mickey Mouse movie or
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. The Jungle Book or yeah.
Yeah. All those good things.
And you would sit there and watch it. And then after Walt Disney, usually, it was time for the kids, meaning me at the time, to go to get ready to go to bed or get in a bathtub or whatever, type thing, and then go to bed and all that.
I can't remember what was on at 8 o'clock.
I
Oh, if I remember correctly, The Wonderful World of Disney was an hour and a half.
I don't remember.
So it went from 7 to 8:30.
Okay.
And then there was a half hour show before Bonanza.
I
They
know
were all on NBC.
I know that I'm getting old because I watched on YouTube, I watched all episodes of Bonanza from start to finish.
Yeah.
Because it's like, me watching Bonanza. That's like saying that I would watch Gun. I don't watch Gunsmoke. I
No,
never,
I was never a fan of Gunsmoke.
you
It
know.
was I'd watch it once in a great while, but I wasn't a big fan. Bonanza, yeah.
Now the one show that I never watched, if it would come on, I would get up and leave and go outside or whatever. And that was the Lawrence Welk show.
That was on before the Wild World of
Mutual of Omaha.
Mutual of Omaha, yeah. Wild Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah, I never could go with. I never could. It was just one. It wasn't my type of music, and I just never. And then, and then I think there was I think on Laughing it was where they had a singer, and his name was Tiny Tim, and he played
Oh,
was he sang the song Tiny Bubbles, if I remember right. And I was just like, oh my God,
Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
tiptoe through the tulips.
Not Tiny Bubbles. Tiptoe through the tulips. La da da da. La da 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 da. And he played his little ukulele.
It's like uh oh gosh, Yoko Ono when she sang on her husband's song. I was like,
Ew.
cannot sing. She
No
screamed
kidding. She did. She
on
was
John.
terrible. And everybody used to go, oh, she's so wonderful. No, she sucks.
Yeah, I never could click with her and all that. I mean,
No.
but hey, John Lennon was,
Yeah.
yeah.
She broke the Beatles up.
So
She did. And I don't care what anybody says. She did. Uh, anyway, you are falling asleep in your chair.
no, actually, I'm not yawning anymore.
Oh, well, that's a plus.
So at least not. I can see it now.
uh,
Oh my Lord.
I know.
But it's just, I'm sorry. Miss Karma says, I just sent you a tutorial on how to set subscribers.
Subscriber only. On live. I
Okay.
sent it to your email. Cool.
Well, hopefully, uh, your cats and Molly and all are doing well tonight or this morning.
Yeah, Karma, what's going on with it? Was that cat pregnant or what the heck has ever happened with that kitty that you thought for sure was gonna have babies right then and there that night? That was
Either that or that cat's going, I know where the good stuff is. I'm going to come in the house.
I'm staying right where I am because,
Bed. I get fed right here in the bed. Hey, I got it
I
made.
don't have I got the life of Riley here.
Yeah.
Yep. They're not stupid. That's okay. Chris can send it to me. I definitely don't want to be putting it on for the world to see.
Sounds like a song for the world
For
to
the
see.
world to see. I don't remember anything with. Now that's really strange. Usually something like that would trigger, even if
Yeah,
it's not an actual song, it's something that I could associate with another song. Didn't click.
no, I didn't either. But the song. I
It
mean,
sounds like a song title, though, doesn't it?
yeah, it sounds like it would be a great song. I mean, that's like, oh my lord, I can't think of his name. I can sit there and see him, but what a wonderful world we live in.
Oh, Satchmo?
No, not
Louis
Satchmo.
Armstrong?
Louis Armstrong.
Satchmo. That was his nickname, Satchmo.
Never knew that.
Oh yeah,
But I
that was
just know
Satchmo.
big song, big hit song that he always
Oh
sang
yeah,
is. I mean, that was a heartfelt, beautiful, well composed song.
beautiful song.
I got to bring this up so I can see and read this. I don't know
She
why.
might have been in heat. That's a possibility. And the Tom might have terrified her, so she ran towards the only haven she knew. Yep, that
Well, the
could be.
question is she still in that haven?
I bet she is.
Next saying that girl ain't
Her
done.
and the other dozen.
Yeah. Pretty soon she's going to have a comforter on her bed or a blanket on her bed that
It's
moves because it's going to
all
be so
cats. Yeah.
bad. Well, I guess you could call it a live blanket or a live comfort.
Yeah, a living blanket.
Yeah, there you go. A living blanket. That's even better. Because her husband sends her pictures of all the animals that he works with and all that, but then she can turn around and say, "Oh yeah, watch this."
Well, yeah. Look at my bed.
Yeah, but then
Oh man.
I guess Molly would give her hugs and all that because her husband Logan's got the, if I remember right, and Miss Carmen, you can correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I believe Logan's got a kangaroo that gives him hugs and a lemur that does as well, if I remember right. So,
I know it didn't take him long to make friends with the animals.
hey, I don't care what you say. If my dog doesn't like somebody, there's a reason, But if my dog
Exactly.
comes up to him, then it's all good.
Yep. Absolutely.
But
Dogs and cats are very intuitive.
oh boy,
They
there's one.
can sense.
Hey, you gotta remember, I got a third grade education. You're using them big fancy college words.
Are you kidding me? I quit school in ninth grade twice,
Well,
two different schools.
I quit school in 10th grade and went and joined the military.
I quit. I quit because we were going to get married, but we didn't get married for 2 years after that.
Ah, so you got married at 15. Okay.
No, I quit school when I was 16 the first time, and then he convinced me to go back to school, and that I lasted another 7 or 8 months. Almost got to the end of the year, and I could have had a 10th grade, I could have had a full ninth grade education, but I quit again in May.
Yeah.
here it was May. Only got a month to go before the school year ends, and I quit again. But there were other things going on. My dad was in bad shape, and there was all kinds of rigmarole going on in my life. And
I wonder if that's a word in the Webster's dictionary. Rigmarole.
rigmarole, I bet it is. It's probably a slang, but
Oh, so now we're gonna start
yeah,
talking street slang, or
not street slang. I don't think so. Um, well, it might have been back in the 40s. Anyway,
the
I
roids.
quit. I quit. My English teacher cried. I mean, literally, she said, "No, you can't quit. No, you can't quit. You got to go to. You need to go to college." And I'm going, I can't pay for college. What? Why am I wasting my time here when I could get a job and actually earn money to help my family?
Yeah,
You know,
but can you
and
imagine?
that's what I wanted to do.
Can you imagine back in that day, college would have been even so much easier than today's college because of all the, you know.
It didn't cost $30,000 a year for a cheap old piddling little college.
Well, it's not that, and besides that, but I'm talking about like the academics. I mean, as far as they didn't, I don't quote me if I'm wrong, Miss Lori, but they probably didn't have algebra and trigonometry and geometry and all that.
Oh, heck yeah. In
Oh,
colleges back then? Sure
oh,
they did. They had a better education back in the 60s than they have now.
well,
They've got kids graduating high school that can't read their diploma.
I'm talking about like way back in the 20s, 30s. Back in
Well,
those.
I didn't go to school in the 20s or 30s.
Well, I'm just saying that. Uh,
I ain't that old.
I didn't say that, but I was just referring to back in the day, way back when colleges, did not have all the testing requirements and everything else.
They were they had high standards.
I'm sure.
In some ways, they had higher standards than they do now.
Oh wow.
Because now all you got to just say is, "Oh well, I'm I'm this or I'm that," or pick a
Yeah,
pick a protected person and say, I suffer with this or I suffer with that. Oh, and I'm discriminated against because of this or that or the other thing. You didn't get away with that crap back then.
well,
It was all based on whether you could pass the test. But I didn't have any money to go to college. We were dirt poor. I mean, we were really poor. We had nothing.
yeah.
My dad was on disability from the time I was in second grade. He couldn't work. He collected a pittling amount of Social Security because Social Security hadn't been around for very long before he was disabled. And he
All
had a pittling little veterans
right. Excuse me.
um, not pension,
Didn't.
veterans aid
Oh.
that he used to get every month, which was not a heck of a lot. And there were five of us. So technically, there were five of us in the family, but my brother was in one school, a boarding school, and my sister was in a state school. But
Yes.
we had nothing. And I knew there was no way I could ever afford to go to college. So I figured it was stupid to get a high school diploma when it was going to be useless anyway. But when I got my GED when I was 34, 35, they asked me if I wanted to take a class to catch up on what I had, you know, to see if I could get my scores up a little higher. I said, I don't want to do that. I said, I'll just take it. Oh, well, if you fail, you're going to have to take them over again. And it costs so much per section. And there were 5 different tests that you had to take: math, science, social studies, history, and English. I said, no, I'll just take them cold. And if I fail one, I'll retake it and pay for it. Okay. Well, I took the test cold, and I was looking around the room at all these young people that were in their late teens, early 20s, mid 20s. And I figured, well, they're probably going to do a heck of a lot better than me, but I might have a chance. They were still sitting there struggling to get through the test and all saying, oh, this is too hard. This is too hard. I just passed in the test and I'm thinking it can't be this easy. And it was simple. I don't know why they were struggling, because the education system had gone downhill so much in the time between me leaving school and them going through school.
Right.
And I aced every single test. The lowest score I got was in social studies, and it was like 80 something.
Well, that's like with me. The promise I made to my mother, who, because I went in at 17 in the military, was that I had to get my GED.
Hmm.
So at 1982, when I did my GED on the cold, and I passed it, but hey, Teresa.
Hello, Teresa. I see you. Yes, I figured it out.
This is her coming out back party.
Yeah, I know. Well, it took me a week, but I finally figured it out. The tech people were no help whatsoever. All they just kept doing was, reinstall Windows and it'll be fine. Yeah, right. No, it wasn't. And I ended up losing a lot of my stuff, a lot of the programs that I had installed since then, like Bitdefender and uh, all my game, my all kinds of stuff that I had already installed in the computer. But it wiped it all out because it was stuff that was added after. And all they wanted to restore was the
Windows.
um, the Windows programs and my personal files. and pictures and stuff, which was a good thing, but it took me 3 days just to put in my game and Bitdefender and get it all set up so I could use it again. And a couple of other little programs. Like I have a program that checks for drivers for anything installed in your computer. But as far as, because they would not listen to me. I was trying to tell them what was the problem, and it wasn't just that I couldn't see myself. That happened after they started fixing things. That's when I lost the ability to be able to see myself at all, or to be able to use it for going on lives. And I still can't use, I still can't take a picture or make a video through the camera. But do they listen and focus on fixing those problems? No. They just want me to reinstall Windows again. And I said, no, I'm not doing that again.
Toothpick face.
I've already done it twice.
The toothpick. You don't want this, Faith.
What are you munching on that she can't have or she won't like? Oh,
She heard the rapper and it's like honed in, like,
yeah, food.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta read chat here.
Well, you do that. I've got to let her out. So,
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. I have a channel email account listed on my about section. You can always send me an email. Oh, that's a good idea. I could do that. Kanga gives hugs and Lemur asks for back scratches. Kanga is the Roo, right? Rigmarole is a messy, complicated process that takes longer than it should. That's kind of what my Windows experience has been for the past week. A lot of rigmarole. I think schools should bring back shop classes, home ec, and economics. Exactly, Troy. I agree. 100%. They need to go back to start teaching kids practical things to learn. I know we used to hate going to, I don't want to go to home ec. I would have been happy to go to shop class, but they wouldn't let girls do that. But I didn't mind going to home ec. I wanted to learn how to cook. I wanted to learn how to sew, all that stuff. I did. I figured it all out by myself, Teresa. Because the text that I talked to online and poked around in my computer, zipping around doing checking this and checking that, and oh yeah, you're all set. You'll be fine. Yeah, no. Oh, her name is Joy. Joy to the world. Oh, you boys and girls now. What you praying for, Troy? There are still some schools that offer shop. Not sure about home ec. I don't know. I'm in Massachusetts, and I'm telling you, they have gutted the education system and turned it into glorified babysitters. And they want to make sure that your kids are drugged up too. Oh, all your boys are all hyperactive. We need to make sure that they're on Ritalin for the rest of their years in school. It's like, no, I don't think so. I'm not giving my kid Ritalin. Screw them up totally. Trust me, I went through hell trying to fight that. Thank God I had a friend that was um, a psychologist, and she talked to the psychologist that worked at the school, and she was a good lady too. She was my one of my best friends worked at the school in the special ed department, and the psychologist worked with her a lot, and they knew each other, and she helped me to fight it too, and said, I don't blame you for not wanting to do it because it does kind of tend to mess kids up sometimes. Yeah, no kidding. Let's, every boy can't be a boy. He's gotta take drugs to turn him into a drooling vegetable while he's sitting there at school, learning nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Shop was required for boys and home ec was required for girls when I was in school for high school. Absolutely. And now they've got kids that are in 8th grade, 9th grade that can't even read. If you can't read, how can you learn anything? You can't. It's it's useless to even try to teach a kid that can't read about history, science, even math. Oh, you
What?
had to do both, Troy?
Anything? Did I miss anything?
I know, I was just ranting about schools,
Education.
education, the lack thereof, and how you gotta have all the boys in school need to be on Ritalin or some other drug to keep them quiet and sitting in their chairs and
Well, I'm having
and
a
then they wonder
snack
why the
real
kids
quick.
can't learn anything. I'm sorry.
I'm. I was going to say I'm having a snack real quick, so I'm here, but I'm not going to. I don't want to eat in front of y'all.
So you're hiding behind an icon. How do I know it's you?
See,
Oh no.
Cupcakes,
Oh
orange
no.
cupcakes.
Hostess cupcakes?
Yeah,
I haven't seen those in years.
there. Yes, and
Oh,
orange.
funny.
I like the orange flavor, not the chocolate ones.
Ah, is that what that is? I was wondering why it was on orange. Well, that sounds good because the chocolate ones now taste like crud.
I miss.
Hello, Fisherman 506.
Hey, Fisherman 506.
Here in New Brunswick, they still have industrial arts. Yay! I have a grandfather. I'm guessing it's grandfather. That's a good carpenter. Yep. If kids are not going to be able to go to college because there's a glut of kids that go to college and get these fancy degrees and they get out of college and there's no jobs available because there's so many people applying for them that the rest of the guys are out there flipping burgers. They'd be better off teaching them some kind of a trade that they can actually use to get a job, and maybe make manufacturing a thing in the United States again because they've shut down almost all of the manufacturing. Machine chops? Oh, no, that's too dirty. I get my hands all dirty. You can't make me do that. Well, if you want to make more than $10 an hour, you might want to do it. Gun safety was required too, Troy? Wow. Well, you're down there in West Virginia. Is that where you were? Is that where you went to school? That would make sense. That someplace like that would have self-defense, gun safety, because you got a lot of hunters down there.
Well, that's like they used to teach hunter safety course, but they don't teach that anymore in school. They don't teach. I mean, very seldom do schools have. A FAA. Um, the metal shop, the wood shop. Things that people could actually use as a trade, or even to build things or whatever, to have the knowledge of how to do it. I mean, how many kids nowadays know how to change tires or know how to change the oil in your vehicle? Well, they know how to,
They don't want to get their hands dirty.
they know how to get on their phones and, like, hey, I need to call a wrecker. I've got a flat, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, but then now I have to admit, now cars aren't what they used to be, and vehicles, I should say. Because it's
Yeah,
like,
they're a lot more complicated than they used to be.
I mean, nowadays, for you to work on your own vehicle, you've got to have a computer to read your vehicle, and
Yep.
they've got all that electronic
Junk.
ignition. They've got all the computer and all that jazz in it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
In my career of law enforcement, I mean, there was classes or courses that they called them. Basically, you could go get taught, but there was ways that you could be taught. Like how the government, the federal people, could literally shut your vehicle off if they had low jack in it, or if they, all this stuff, or they'd hack into your car. Nowadays people are hacking into cars.
I know. I know.
It's like it's just and I remember the days when on my 77 Ford, or excuse me, 77 GMC half ton pickup that I had, I could pop the hood. I could literally climb into the engine compartment and you could close
There
the hood.
wasn't all that junk all over it.
Yeah, you
Simple
know.
motor,
Well, the hardest thing about a motor back in those days was dealing with the carburetor.
carburetor,
If the jets were wrong, or fuel
or the
flow,
points.
or points, whatever something like that, that is simple, but I mean, Jiminy Cricket. So
It's just
yeah.
it just takes a little bit of knowledge to know.
Bye, Teresa.
Good night, Teresa. Great to see you. Thanks for popping by.
But
Uh, hunter safety was offered through the high school, but not required. My best friend and I took it together. I was an excellent marksman. Very good, Karma. Yes, West Virginia. We also had to take CPR and first aid.
yeah,
Now, see, down south, they still have a decent education system. Up here in Army, Massachusetts, not so much. They're afraid. They don't want to teach boys how to do trades, to work with machinery and woodworking and machine shop and all that kind of stuff, because they might get sued if the kid gets hurt.
well,
Well, if you taught him right, he wouldn't get hurt.
it's like with when I went to school in high school, I did, and also in middle school, I did home economics. I learned how to look up things in a phone book. I learned how to cook, and prepare meals. I learned how to iron and all this. The only class that I didn't take, and gosh, I wish I would have, was typing. That was separate
I
than home,
failed.
because if people are like on these keyboards and they're just like and they're just going 90 to nothing on typing. Well, I'm sitting here trying to just type in a sentence like,
Hunt and peck.
hello, Miss Karma. Hope you're doing well this evening. And I'm sitting there, I have to look and punch with, one finger.
Yep, I know. I can type a little bit better now than I could 15 years ago, but that's only because I've been on the typewriter playing games and chatting in the chat
You
with
game.
other players and stuff, and
You're a game.
chatting on what.
I'm giving you a hard time. I said you're a gamer.
I am a gamer. I know. Not only that, but back in the early 2000s, we used to be on a chat forum.
Excuse me.
There was there were chat forums all over the internet. That's what was the first things that were available for people to do on the internet. And I belonged to a kind of famous radio guy's website, and we used to have a chat forum, and we used to all spend time on that, just chatting about politics and you name it. Things going on in the world and religion. And of course, we tried to avoid religion because it always started fights. There was always somebody that was going to get cranky about it. But that's how I first learned how to start
I
getting
know.
used to typing.
I know what I was going to ask you.
Oh,
Earlier in Dale and Lisa's Cahoots game, there was
yes.
a question about Neil Armstrong eating bacon while it's sitting on the moon.
On the moon, yeah.
I saw where you had typed in that I don't remember the words
He
exact.
never went.
Then yeah, they never went.
They never went.
So I didn't know if you were joking or if you knew something that I didn't know.
I saw uh a video, I think, on YouTube years ago where a bunch of scientists took all of the videos and all of the information about how they got there and everything. It's like, and for some reason, all of a sudden, they never could go back. And the way it was just too perfect that they made it through that asteroid belt without getting slammed by something that they couldn't have seen because the technology they had back then was not what it is now.
Right. Well, I know that
And
we're like a 286 or something, or if that even that fast.
yeah, the
So are you saying
the computer that was in that huge room in Houston that was supposed to be controlling this flight to the moon was no more powerful than a calculator now?
right? But what my question that I'm proposing is that are you saying that the whole space thing, going to the moon, landing on the moon, and all of the NASA the space shuttles to the Redstones to the Apollo missions to the Mercury missions you're saying that they're all
I didn't say they were all completely faked.
okay.
There were, I mean, they did put rockets up in the air and brought them back down, and they landed in the ocean and they went and got them, but they never went to the moon. If they had been able to go to the moon and land on the moon, why couldn't they land on the land when they shot a rocket up on Earth? I know the gravity is different, but when you really think about it,
Gravity is the problem with the atmosphere.
huh?
Gravity is the atmosphere.
The
The
atmosphere.
moon doesn't have an atmosphere. There's nothing to like stop your entry. Earth destroys shit on the way down.
Well, yeah. But anyway, the technology was not there to be able to make it through the asteroid belt.
What asteroid belt?
Between here and the moon?
There's no asteroid belt between here and the moon.
No?
No. There's an asteroid belt out near Jupiter.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the heck. They talked about so many different things Yeah, maybe I think that might have been because of the Mars thing, the Mars
Getting
link.
to Mars is an issue because there is an asteroid belt between here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
Not between if they were an asteroid belt between here and the moon, you'd see the fucker all the time.
Uh,
Take it out.
I'm on live over here. Watch your mouth, please.
The only thing I know of that they have to go through now when they launch rockets and space, and everything, like going to the space center or the national the space center. Oh gosh, space station, the International Space Station,
The space station.
and all that. Is that now there's so much space debris that's floating at different areas that they have to try to get through all that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. And now there's even more space junk up there than there was back then.
Could you imagine figuring out a way to recover all that stuff and how much money you can make by getting, yeah.
Yeah, and how much of a pain in the butt that would be to try and do.
Well, I'm just saying
Yeah,
you figure out a way, but then that's like remember Skylab?
yeah,
And remember Skylab re-entered into the atmosphere and burned up, and
yep,
yeah.
I do. I know. I'm telling you, the whole space thing was a slush fund to fund black missions and black, what do they call it? Black,
Ops.
yeah, black ops.
And then that's like Area 51 where you're talking about Skunk Works, which is out there in Area 51.
Yeah, it's
I
all
mean,
developing airplanes and stuff.
I've seen where people have, you know, have videos where they're showing, like, Neil Armstrong coming down the ladder, and that's one giant step for man. That scenario and
Yeah,
all this stuff, and they're showing all these Apollo mission moon landings and things like this, and they're like, you know, this was done in the studio, and da 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 da, and all this stuff. They showed how.
they
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, yeah, that's one of the things that they showed was the fact that the lighting in those videos, the shadows were
Yeah,
coming from different directions.
yeah.
Why is it coming? Why is there a shadow going this way and a shadow going that way when there's only one sun?
I don't know. I can't explain it, but everybody has. How can I put it? Everybody has their own opinions, what they can believe and what they don't believe, and
I know,
I'm. I
I
mean,
know.
I hope. I mean, I have to admit that John F. Kennedy, who started the program and all this, I, I've got to. I mean, I have to believe in something, and I tend to believe that that we've because the space shuttles themselves, they never went to the moon. They just went up into a higher atmosphere and basically glided and then caught other satellites or released satellites and all this stuff.
Yeah,
That's and then basically came back down and glided to the Edwards runway and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know,
right.
but as far as going to the moon, you know, I tend to believe that, it did, until I get scientific proof that it didn't happen. I tend to believe that it did because as a kid, I remember sitting there in front of the TV, glued to the TV, and watching it,
Me
but
too.
but nowadays it's like, you know, the only time you find out that they launched a new satellite or something or whatever is that you see the rocket blasting off, and and all that. You don't they don't do like they used to, and it's live and here you are and countdown.
Yeah. Let's see.
Opinions are like noses.
Typing was a class by itself. My brother-in-law doesn't believe they landed on the moon either. Don't you know that's the Earth's new landfill? Opinions are like noses. Everyone has one. They're full of holes and they smell. Yep, I know.
And no, I didn't stick my finger up my nose. I closed my nose and made it look like I did. Okay, so I did not put my finger in my nose.
I know. My father was a clown, trust me. I know all those little tricks.
Ah,
He was a real clown. And he used to do stuff like that all the time. One of his favorite things was to show how he could separate his thumb.
yep.
Oh, I can't even remember how he did it. He showed me how he did it, but now I can't remember how it was. He used to pull his thumb, and I used to go, oh, "You do that?" And he finally showed me. I said, "Ah, it's a trick." Well, yeah.
Like my youngest daughter, she cannot stand whatsoever. Cannot stand clowns. She is so scared of clowns. It's ridiculous. And I'm like,
It's Amy.
I never took her, or she never. I was like, I don't remember any incidents like going to the state fair or whatever to where she had an issue.
I bet it was from the stupid movie It.
I probably, I just don't know because, and she's never ever
Or the
said
book.
why or where, other than she just doesn't want, no, no,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they
oh,
they have to ruin everything. So they take something innocent like a clown and they turn it into an evil thing that, goes around killing people and stuff.
what was the song?
And people are scared of them after that.
What was the song? Send in the clowns. I can
Send in the clowns.
sing it. It was female. Oh
Oh,
God.
oh, well, the original was Frank Sinatra.
No, this was a female. That's
Yeah. Judy
oh,
Collins?
maybe I can't look it up because if I scan off of this page, I will go black.
Uh, Let me see.
So
Send in. I think it was either that or isn't it rich?
isn't it real?
Stephen Sondheim wrote that. Uh,
I want to say it was. It was like in the 60s, 70s that she sang it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the 70s.
Judy Collins.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
1975 and 1977.
Yeah. I'll have to listen to that later because I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Yeah. Judy Collins did a lot of good songs. She was a folkie. She was a good folkie.
So she was a folkie, but was she from Okie?
An
Oh,
Okie from Muskogee.
yeah.
I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee.
Oklahoma.
Where the wind comes sweeping across the plain.
Oh, trust me, I can say that is a true fact
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
because it was. I mean, it's like, holy moly, the winds blow a lot up here versus down where I was at in Texas. I mean, it's like, geez,
Yeah.
like I'll look out there and I see my flagpole, it's like, yeah, the flag down.
That's like uh
Chicago,
oh yeah, Chicago.
the Windy City.
I don't know. My brain clicked on something and then it went right out the brain again.
In one ear and out the other.
I I think I'm getting tired of something.
Well,
It's
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 two
not quite
they're
working on all thrusters.
237. They're up there in Yonkerville.
It is 2:37. Yes, it is. Indeed. Uh,
But if you need to shut it down, we can shut it down at whenever time you're ready. Because um, if you didn't notice, I cheated when I got Faith or Treat. I got me a cup of coffee.
coffee. Karma said that her son is creeped out by clowns too.
And see,
Amy was freaking out when she saw my song that I sang for Chris.
yeah,
At first she was scared when she saw me. She said it's a good thing you didn't have the whole outfit on because
yeah.
I would have been turning it off and running away. Because she's to the point where she's absolutely petrified of clowns. And I'm wondering if it's because of Stephen King
I don't
and
know.
his book It,
I have
about the clown that lived in the sewers.
see. I never ever got into horror movies. I just, now comedy horror movies, okay, but but regular,
Frankenstein. The I loved the Abbott and Costello's.
yeah.
My favorite old movies were like Abbott and Costello and
Who's on first?
yeah, who's on first? I don't know.
No.
Oh, he's on third base.
Yeah, and I remember growing up and watching all the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis movies,
Them too. Yeah. Yep.
and then to hear the real story, and all this stuff, how their friendship ended. Of course, when they got older, they made a comeback, but as far as just visiting one another, but I mean, then of course, Dean Martin turned into a drunk all the time, and all
Well,
that.
a lot of that was an act too. He
No,
was not as bad as he portrayed himself to be.
I don't know. Every time I saw him, he, and when he would come visit somebody or on one of their
On
shows,
Johnny Carson or something.
he always had a cigarette.
Always had a cigarette and always had a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have a cup of coffee off to the side, but it didn't have coffee in it.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I mean, he was a true alcoholic, you know, and it was, but I mean, it was like, what was it, back in the 50s when, in back in the day when the wife stayed home, and I'm not trying to be rude,
Oh, trust me, women should be staying home.
and they stayed home, and the husband would come in from work, and the first thing that she said would be like, "Would you like a cocktail, dear?" And he
Yeah,
fixed him a cocktail, and I was just like, you know, and then of
yeah,
course, either they had a cigarette or they smoked a pipe, um, whatever. And but that was
yeah,
back, and all that. And of course nowadays it takes a wife to work, a husband to work, and any other excess job that they can do just to make ends meet to survive in the well, the previous administration, I would say. But we're still,
yeah,
slump. But I'm
yeah.
thankful
Well,
less because yes, my house is paid for, you know, but I still have to, oh, I got to do laundry. Oh, I got to do the dishes. Oh, I got to vacuum. Oh, I got to take out the trash.
oh,
Doing a,
this needs to be fixed, or that needs to be fixed, or I don't like the way that is, so I think I'm going to change it.
I mean, it just,
And they're done that.
I mean, for me, it's how can I say, you never know what you got until you move. And then you've got more things that you know what to do with.
Yep.
And things, it's like, and then the fact that I had got to fix it, I've got to get a garage door, I've got to get a garage door opener, I've got to, put siding on the house, I got to get windows installed, da 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 da. And I'm sitting there going like, ka-ching, 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 you know.
Yep. There's always something. When you own a house, there's always something that needs to be maintained and something that needs to be fixed because it breaks.
I mean,
I know.
I've got, then mowing the yard and weed eating and all this jazz. And then
Blowing the snow.
I've got all these, I've got two right just in that direction. I don't know if you can see it, but towards that way where the silver curtain is. On the other,
Yeah.
that's a big picture window. And on the other
And it,
side of that are these two huge bushes or shrubs, just, and they have grown so big that they're, halfway up the window, and then they extend over onto my front porch. And I'm like, I gotta, I
cut them
want to,
down
well, I just basically want
or
to remove them.
trim them.
I don't care. I don't want the bushes up against the house because the fact that it's a great place for hiding, and I don't want anybody to be hiding between, that and that to where I don't see them. And
Yeah.
time,
Not to mention that it lets critters in, termites and carpenter ants and all that kind of stuff that tend to want to crawl from the bushes to the house and eat your house. And that's never a good thing.
okay, what did Miss Karma say? Uh,
We used to be able to tell time by the wind in Jerome, Idaho. About 4:30 every day, the wind started to blow. It's along the canyon rim. Oh wow,
Well,
that was a
I remember seeing what we used to call devil tornadoes, but they were,
dust devils.
dust devils, but we call them, devil tornadoes because, up here in the flatlands. And then the whole, a funny thing, which I never knew because until as I grew up, I found out obviously. But if somebody would have told me when we first moved back in 1973 to Texas, to Fort Worth, Texas, that in East Texas, there were pine trees all over the place. Because I saw Texas and Fort Worth and all that and said, okay, this is Texas.
Yeah.
I never knew that there were pine trees over there until I found out later on. I was like, holy Toledo. And then I found out about the Rio Grande and all that jazz off to the west and tumbling tumbleweeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I
the
found out recently that there were pine trees in Texas and green grass, and because I always pictured Texas as being, that old west movie with the dust everywhere and
well,
tumbleweeds, and
yeah, I was like that myself. I mean, I
that's
never,
all you ever saw, and that was Texas.
that's like, when people show their states by they it's like even Johnny on Gillum Farms, he's sitting there taking his drone and flying it around, or just being out there talking to his cows, or even Trey. You look at Trey right now. I think
Now,
the, he's getting all the rain like crazy,
oh yeah,
but
I know. I saw his video today.
yeah. And he was sitting there going like, I should have worn rubber boots. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, you knew
you
how you
think?
got rain. You knew you should have. And then he's sitting at those or the electric fence poles, and you hear him going through
Yeah,
the pond, or not a pond, but a
slosh,
big old
slosh.
puddle. Yeah, I was like,
And he's putting out electric wire fence.
oh, I know it. And then how he was working on that one piece. He goes, well, I went to Tractor Supply and I got these things for electrical fence, and I'm because I can't put the reel through here and all this, and so I'm
I'm
gonna
just gonna set it up.
make it a little corner, and I'm sitting there going like, he's working with
He's
electric
talking about an electric
and
fence.
he's got water where, and I'm like, he's gonna get shot. I was waiting for him to get shocked.
He's
I
gonna get. I thought for sure he was gonna get zapped.
I did too. I mean, I was waiting for it because, that one time when he was
Me
doing
too.
a game feeder and he's sitting there going, well, it should be working. And he's sitting there and he finally touches it again. He goes, bang! And he's like, yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's working.
that's
No kidding, Trey.
that. Yeah. That's like the old adage. Remember or not old adage, but remember here's a 9-volt battery. Put it to your tongue,
Yeah, to test it to make sure it works.
It's like,
No, thank you.
well, I'm going to raise my hand. I did that a couple of times.
Oh, that is not a good thing to do.
But yeah, I mean, Trey's a character for sure, and
It
in
definitely is.
in a good way, and
Yep. Absolutely.
but yeah, I mean, he's been working so much, and then leaving for work to come home, take a shower, and go right back to work. And it's like I told him yesterday in a text. I was sitting there like, I don't know if you're coming or going, what your days off are now, or where, or if you're scheduled to be working, or if this is a extra schedule. Or I told him that, and he
Um,
goes, "Oh, he goes, I'm wore out. I'm tired."
yeah, no kidding. Now he's got 2 full-time jobs. How can you do 2 full-time jobs? And I mean, just doing the cattle is enough to keep you busy all day.
I mean,
How can you go to work another 8 hours or more? No, what is it, 12 hours he works a day
right?
at
He
the
works
other job?
12, but because of the fact that he's with the plant going down and him having to do all, restart, and they had some issues, and they had to do this and they had to do that, and
Yep.
but I was just like, you're wearing me out just you telling me this.
Yeah. Karma said they're getting 3.5 inches of snow tonight. Well, apparently, over the next till Sunday, we're supposed to be getting a few inches here and there. And then on Sunday, we're going to get a foot,
Is it the left
about a
foot?
foot. I don't know. I think it's probably a middle foot. I don't know.
I was going to ask. That you set it up.
I did.
Oh man.
Did you see Trey's video where he was on his hands and knees, raised up into the electric fence, laid him out flat on the ground? Oh, no, I didn't see that one.
Oh no, was that an older one?
That must have been an older one because I haven't seen that one.
I mean, the only thing I've seen him do with his is when he's in the moving cows and he's in the chute and all that, and he raises his head, goes dong.
Oh, bonk. Oh, God, that hurt.
You
Oh,
know,
I felt it. It's like, oh, no. Don't do that to yourself.
told him, I sit there and said, Trey, I'm going to send you my hard hat that I have. It's brand new, never been used. I said,
Oh,
and the only reason why I'm going to Mid America meetup in May is because Trey said that he couldn't make the 10 killer one because he was on schedule to work. He says, but the Mid America one, it looked like he was going to be off. And so I scheduled me to go to Mid America because Trey is going to supposedly going to go to that one. But if I don't, I'm sorry.
I'm just wondering if he's closer to Oklahoma or Texas,
He's closer to Texas.
because the one in the fall, the Pine Cone Fest,
Right.
there's a lot of people go to that one. That one looks like fun too. I wish I could go, but there is no way in hell I could ever go because for one thing, I won't fly. I have been, I've always been afraid of flying.
Amtrak.
And yeah, then we'd have to rent a car when we got there. And
Okay, then you're going to have to do like they used to do in the 60s.
yeah, I can picture us out there now.
Oh, wait, stop, honey. There's two citizens that need a ride.
Yeah,
See,
until some pervert pick us both up and say, yeah,
no, you
yeah,
get
right? No thanks.
what was it? You get the guy that was the axe murderer type thing.
Yeah.
It's Stephen King movie all over again.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I wish that upon you. No, I'm just
I know.
joking about that. No, I'm.
Trust me, I have a warped sense of humor.
Oh my lord! Now I'm about to start making notes. I'm about to start making notes of everything. Let's see. She's a gamer. She's a geek, and now she's a weird sense of humor. She's got
I
a
have,
sense of humor.
I have, I can find humor in pretty much anything. Because if you can't find humor in pretty much anything in these days, you go bonkers permanently. Put me in the funny farm and throw away the key because
What was
I
it?
ain't
They're
gonna.
coming to take me away. Ho ho hee hee ha ha.
Haha. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Was that Three Stooges or no? It wasn't Three Stooges.
No, that was a guy, Napoleon.
Dynamite.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh
What
man.
did Troy say?
He said that
Oh,
was probably 4 or 5 months ago. I've looked into Amtrak too to go to 10 Killer. Oh, to go to 10 Killer. Um, oh crap. I can't think. I know it's Napoleon something.
the only thing I can think of Napoleon is that stupid show or movie that I never saw because it was called Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, I never saw it either, but I know it was a movie. Oh, isn't that special?
What?
Be careful when you Google something or oh, come on. Napoleon the 14th.
Napoleon 14th?
It's Napoleon the 14th. They're coming to take me away, haha.
Huh.
Oh,
Well, I just want to know since you are on the computer and you've gone through all this internet stuff, have you ever gotten to the one where it comes up on your screen, it says, congratulations, you have reached the end of the internet. You have now so much knowledge.
I've seen it, but I never encountered it on the internet. I mean, I not on. I think somebody had posted it on the forum that I used to belong to years ago. The famous radio guy.
Ah, the only famous radio guy that I know of and I grew up with listening to him was Ron Chapman, and he was on KVIL 103.7 there in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Ah, no, I'm talking about a national radio guy that
Oh, Orson
suddenly
Welles?
came on the scene on September 12th. Well, he came on the scene apparently on September 11th,
Huh.
the day that the towers fell.
And then there was,
And he went nationwide. Everybody in the country all of a sudden wanted to hear him because he was in New York and he was broadcasting from New York on 9/11.
I remember Walter Cronkite.
Don't know who that was.
Well, he was a TV, it wasn't radio.
Huh? Who was TV? Oh, Walter Cronkite. Yeah.
Walter
No,
Cronkite.
I'm talking about the guy that was on the radio
Oh, I don't know either.
starting on
Is that
9/11.
Arlene? Is that Arlene in the chat? I think. Yeah, it's Arlene. It's saying hello.
Ah, there it is. Hello, Arlene.
Yeah,
How are you?
you got too many tabs open,
I know I do.
and
I
every
got
time
about
you say,
6 of them open now. I was looking for I actually found they're coming to take me away.
you need to start drinking some of them tabs. You're getting way too many. And I tried one time to drink a Fresca. No, no,
Oh, that stuff is nasty.
I don't. It was,
Ugh.
yeah,
Oh, that is gross.
I could never drink Fresca. And
No, no.
the only diet soda that I could ever drink back in the day was Diet Dr. Pepper.
But I'm not I don't remember. I don't think was Fresca a diet soda
I
cuz
don't know. I don't remember.
it was grapefruit. That's why it tasted like.
Dog stuff
Yeah,
or
the nasty stuff.
cat whiz.
Yeah, that too. Probably a combination of both.
Doing good. How are y'all doing? I'm doing great now that Miss Lori's back in the full form fledged picture.
He
I
was
got my
he
I
was
got my
surprised
night
when I
picture back.
he was surprised when I popped up and I was just my avatar and somebody said something about not being able to see me.
You know what you
And
should
then
have
I turned on my camera.
you know what you should have done?
What?
Remember the wall? You know your routine with the wall, and you come back out with just your face and say,
I
"I'm
should have done
back
that. I'm back.
here." That would have been
Here's
like, oh, yeah. Here's Lori. My gosh, that would have been great. You know,
oh, yep. I did it myself, Arlene. I fixed it. I still
yeah.
haven't figured out how to take a picture and have it save it anywhere because, and I'm trying to figure out there's got to be something in the file system that's keeping me from being able to save pictures. You know, I've tried everything, and all I need is to get a tech person to help me figure out why I can't save the damn things to a file.
And ladies
Makes
and
no
gentlemen,
sense.
as a public service announcement, if you're having problems with your computer where you can't access things or you're having difficulty, don't waste your money on calling, Geek Squad or anything like that. Call 1-800 Lori's Prepping for Heaven. She works 24 hours a day, especially in the late night. Just call her because she's reasonably priced. Now, granted, she's may take a week to get it done, but by gosh, she'll get you done and fix you back up and running. And I'm not just a member;
Yeah.
I'm a subscriber too.
Not to mention the fact that I'm an old lady that really doesn't know much about computers. I just know enough to do a little bit here and there
Oh
and
yeah,
try
right.
and figure it out.
Don't kid yourself. We know you're holding back. Don't even go.
Uh,
You're not going to pull the wool over this old gray-headed man's eyes. Ain't happening.
I should have been a computer engineer. Probably would have made a lot more money.
I was going to, the other time when you said that, I meant to say this. Back in the day in school, when they, in middle school, they said, when they'd ask you, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And,
I
you
want to
could,
be an engineer.
and all this. And when somebody said an engineer, immediately I thought, okay, you're going to work on a train. You're going to be a train. I did not know that engineers were all these other things that they are, because I are just, it's like, okay, this is an engineer. An engineer operates a train.
Exactly. I know. That's what I used to think too. People would say, "Oh, my father's an engineer." Okay, so he
Yeah.
drives a train.
Well, that's like now they've got what, nuclear engineers. They've got, oh my God, just
Oh,
everything
yeah. They've got human engineers. They're always messing around with something.
So,
How to screw up people.
well, now the big thing is AI.
Oh yeah. Artificial intelligence is not. It's dumb.
Well, I hate to say it, but it's all from here on out. It's going to change everything.
Oh, I know. I know. And the whole thing with the Terminator movies,
Oh yeah,
Skylab, all those robots. Hmm.
I can't remember the movie,
That's
but I
what's coming in our
remember
future.
there was a movie uh, with Bruce Dern in it, and they were in outer space, and they were in these domes, and he had like these little robots, and Huey, he was a Huey, Dewey, and or was two, I think two of their names, but anyway, apparently I don't know that Bruce Dern was, he was going to die or something, and he launched all of the domes into outer space to save all the the plants and foliage in there, and knowing that the robots would take care of it and all this. And he stayed behind and all this stuff. I cannot think of
Oh, I
it. Burn out
can't
about
remember the name of it.
well, I was
I
about
never saw the movie, but I know we have a copy of it because Jerry used to love to watch all kinds of stuff like that. So I think he's got it upstairs
but I
in the
just
bedroom somewhere.
there was um
Can't think of it.
and then of course back in the 70s they went with all the, you know the Poseidon Adventure, and they did all the airport 77s, and all the airport, all the disaster type shows,
Earthquake,
yeah.
tornado,
And what's with the Sharknadoes?
Sharknado. Oh God.
I was like, wait a minute, what? And then it was so that thing became so popular. I was like, there's no way I'm going to watch that.
Nah. Nah.
But it became huge.
Yep. Stupid.
Yeah, she is becoming a pro. That's for sure, Miss Arlene. That's the reason why I did that PSA. As far as if you need any computer help, call 1-800 Lori's Prepping for Heaven.
Anyway, the guy, that's what I wanted to finish my story.
I'm so sorry.
The radio guy.
The radio guy.
that started after the planes hit the tower on
Right.
9/11. And the next day, he was on almost a station in almost every city across the country.
Okay.
Glenn Beck.
His name was Glenn Beck.
Yeah.
Glenn
You don't
Beck.
know Glenn Beck?
Unfortunately, I can't picture a face with the name. Or
Wow. I can't believe that. Let me see.
I live in a sheltered life.
Apparently so. Let me see. What can I do here? Let me use that tab.
Glenn Beck. I remember Walter Cronkite on TV.
Actually, I don't have to go anywhere online.
Oh, you got an 8x10 glossy signed with your name on it?
I have pictures. I mean, I have pictures from when I was in the
The Girl Scouts?
when I was a member of his
The Rocket?
website.
Because I know you told me one time you wanted to be a Rockette.
I did. I really did. I wanted to be a rockette.
But do you have the legs for it?
I did, but I was a half inch too short. Let me see.
I had to put insoles. But I think you said they checked for that.
Um, I have a lot of photoshopped pictures of him. And my mouse has been driving me crazy. It doesn't want to scroll.
Now it's the mouse's turn. Oh boy.
I don't know how many times I've fixed it.
Does it
And the
require
next thing I know, it's right back to not wanting to scroll anymore.
is it a Wi-Fi mouse?
No,
Okay,
no, it's
so
a wired mouse.
oh,
Let me see. Copy. This is one of the. This is one of the.
good night,
Where the heck?
going to bed,
Who's going to bed?
Karma.
What am-
Said, well, it's
Oh,
been cool, but I have got to get some sleep. Catch you later.
good night, Karma. Now, see, Troy watches Glenn Beck every morning at 9 o'clock on YouTube.
I used to watch Rush Limbaugh.
I definitely listened to him. I already copied it.
Howard Stern.
Need to. Where the heck? Okay. Shut that down.
Okay, shut it down.
Shut that down.
Jump through the hoops, over the hill, through the woods.
To grandmother's house we go. Okay, why can't I see the whole thing here?
Man, if I was
Hmm.
a songwriter, I could think of, I mean, just listening to all these, getting all these
What's that?
songs that I'm sitting there hearing.
Okay, what the heck? Why can't I find Maybe I need to.
Run away! Run away!
Where the heck? I'm going to turn off the overlay. And I'm going to see why. Okay, here it is. Share screen. No, I don't want to share screen.
Back on.
What image? Oh. Why is it being difficult? Everything's got to be difficult. Why?
Glenn Beck.
Okay. Gallery. No, I don't want OneDrive. Drive me crazy.
There's a song called "She Drives Me Crazy" by the Fine Young Cannibals.
The Okay, that's not going to help me. Why won't my stupid mouse scroll?
They wear out.
No, I think it's a setting.
Well, they.
I think I have it set so that the direction keys on the keyboard scroll instead of the stupid. Oh my God, I got too many pictures.
Ah,
Corkies. Okay. Uh,
you know, with you wearing your hair cover the way you're wearing it, you remind me of the TV show with Sally Field called "The Flying Nun."
the Flying Nun. I remember that. Let's see. Oh my word. Copy. It won't paste. Why won't you paste?
You're using the wrong glue.
I know. That's gotta be it. Okay.
Well,
Oh my word. This is annoying. All trying to find a picture of Glenn Beck.
well,
Ah,
I will look it up.
come on.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah.
I have to show you a a photocopied, a Photoshop picture, just because. I don't know if you can see it good.
Well, I turned my phone sideways and I'm trying to.
The Glenn Beck End of the World collection. Who says it can't be fashionable as society crumbles? Armageddon Pink, also available in End of Days Lesser Pink and Four Horsemen Pale Red.
Huh. No, I don't know who he. I've never seen him.
Oh my God. Look him up on YouTube.
Well, I will. I will. Because I know there's this one. He doesn't do television, right?
He does, he did do TV for a while, I think,
And
but
and
he
he
does YouTube.
now just to confirm, he's not from England, right?
No.
Okay, so it's
And
not
it's
the guy.
Glenn with two N's.
Okay,
Beck.
so GLENENN, right?
GLENNBECK. And now I can't remember how the heck to get rid of this stupid thing.
But I do need that suit. That'd be a that'd be a great Halloween gag.
Wouldn't it?
Just because of the fact I'll never wear suits and ties.
Yeah. With the chains around the gold chains. You'd have to understand who Glenn is and the fact that he's always selling gold.
Huh.
And there are other pictures that I could show you that would have been photoshopped that show him yeah. He's a political pundit.
Okay.
He was popular at the same time as Rush.
Oh.
Rush started before him though. Rush was already online on the radio back in the 90s. Glenn didn't pop onto the scene until 9/11.
Well, Miss Lori, I
Got,
think shut it down on my end because I'm yawning again, and it's
I know.
about 3 a.m.
Almost,
for you.
yeah.
Or yeah,
It's after
yeah, it's 3:30.
after yeah. It's getting late.
So, but hey, I am so thrilled and so glad that I got to see you again. That made my heart happy.
Well, I'm glad because I was determined I was going to fix it one way or
I
another.
kind of. I mean, we kind of got that idea that you were determined, just a little.
I'm just a little stubborn. I get that from my dad. Just a little bit.
Okay.
I
Okay.
know.
Just a wee
I
bit.
know. Just a
Just
wee
a wee
bit.
bit, me lass.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she didn't want to go down by the Danbury. She wanted to go for a roll.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, my dear, don't stay up late and play games.
Oh, hell no. I'm going to crash. I need sleep.
You have a good night. I'll send hugs and God bless you.
God bless you too. And I will see you someplace probably tomorrow on YouTube.
Corgi, yes, ma'am. Good night and God bless. I'll see you later. I'm out.
Good night. Good night, everybody in chat. I love you all. I really need to sleep. I'm kind of crashing here. Good night, Arlene. Good night, Troy. Yes, Blaze TV. You're right, Troy. I forgot about that. I was trying to remember it earlier, and then I got obsessed trying to find a stupid picture on my computer. But yeah, Blaze TV. Your parents still watch him? Yeah, I would not doubt it. I watched it. I was a member of his website for, oh God, probably 10 years or more. And then he started getting to the point where he was just doom and gloom every day. And he wasn't the funny guy that he started out to be. He went through this phase where he was just morbid, and I couldn't stand it anymore. But anyway, good night, guys. I love you. God bless you. Thanks for coming by. Bye-bye. If I can figure out where my little thingy is. Oh, there it is. I found it. Good night, everybody.